going off a technical analysis, what I'm teaching here on the rules. So if you guys don't know the trading rules, let's go over them real quick, okay, because I want you to understand these before we go ahead and hit the chart so you guys know what I'm talking about. So first things first, we're not day traders. Okay, I know you see the guys on Instagram and on Twitter, and they got the Lambos and all the cool stuff, and they call themselves day traders, folks. We're not trading any other chart but the weekly chart. Okay, that is rule number 1 on this channel. We are weekly chart traders. So we do that because a lot of us have big boy jobs and we don't want to sit in front of our computer all day for 8 hours a day and make a bunch of trades, right? We're making trades based on months to years. Typically, our time frame is anywhere from one month to 3 months. Okay, those are the swings we're looking for. Okay, so we're looking to attack about, anywhere from 3 to 6 times a year. Okay, we're looking to make trades. We're not making a bunch of trades. We're not making a million trades. We're trading a weekly chart. Okay, so each one of these bars is 1 week's worth of price action. So our typical trades range from anywhere from 50% gains all the way up to 4 or 5. We've had some 500. We've had some 10Xs called out over here on this channel. We never try to time the top or the bottom. We're simply just using a set of rules and sticking to them. So if you don't have a set of trading rules, you can start with these, or I highly recommend coming up with your own, because if you don't have a plan, you're going to get crushed. 90% of traders lose, and there's a reason for that. A lot of people are unprepared, and they don't have a plan going in and a plan to exit as well. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. So rule number 1, again, we're trading a weekly chart. Okay, this is the chart we're trading. We're looking for entries and exits based off our indicator. Okay, rule number 2 is the 50-week moving average. I talked about that here at the beginning. That is that blue line. So look at Bitcoin here. Okay, we don't want to buy Bitcoin when it's below the 50. Why is that? Can someone tell me? Comment section, chat, somebody tell me. Why don't we want to buy when the price is trending below the 50-week moving average? Can somebody tell me? Okay. Can somebody tell me why we don't want to trade when that is below the 50-week? That's right. Okay, that's right. You got it. Okay, 50-week moving average will tell you the trend. If we're below it and we're buying, we're trading against the trend. So as traders, we want to trade when it's above the trend. You can see Bitcoin broke out of it right back here in 2023. Okay, there was the breakout over it after about a year or 2 years of going down, right? If you were buying Bitcoin throughout this time, okay, you had the wrong idea, because again, you were trading against the trend. You bought there, you got crushed. You bought there, you got crushed. You bought there, you got crushed. Okay, now, okay, we had this breakout over it, and what do we get? A pullback into it, okay, and then a rip. And then what do we get again? Boom, pull back into it, and then what do we get again? Rip. And now we're just doing the ripski. So we broke out of the trend, truly, back here on the weekly chart back in June. We did call the bottom on Bitcoin back here in January when that green dot came down there on the trading indicator. Okay, it also told you the bottom of the last bear market down there in 2019, and it's called both tops. Okay, it called the top back here in 2018. That was the top. You can see that right there. Okay, you can see that. That was the top. Bang. Sold off. That was the bottom. Okay, came back up here. That was the top. Okay, there was the bottom. And rinse and repeat. So we're getting back up here on Bitcoin. I think this thing's going to run up into its halvening, which is coming up here in April. I think that's going to be a sell the news event. Maybe a place to take profits. But Bitcoin's just absolutely breaking out right now. Looking real good. We got the buy signal. That was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago that came, boom. There's the breakout over 50. Folks, this is like a massive breakout. Like there's nothing holding Bitcoin back from going all the way to 70 here. I mean, you look at that. That was the top of the last bull market. We ain't got much further to go. 69 was actually the top there, but you can see the stochastic RSI down here, that blue RSI line. Okay, this is called the stochastic RSI. And if you guys don't have the trading indicator, you can come over here and get it yourself. Okay, it does cost money. You have to buy it, and you can import it into your TradingView account. If you don't have a TradingView account, you can come down here to the Trading Apps tab, and you can start your TradingView account right here. So all the resources and everything you guys need to be a better trader is over here in the Discord, if you didn't know. If you're watching this and you're not in the Discord, you're just an amateur trader, in my opinion. You're missing out on a ton of value over there. And it's free to join. And yes, we do have a paid version, which I'll go over here in a little bit. But, man, this thing, Bitcoin looks like it's going right back to all-time highs. And we'll see what happens when we hit 69. I mean, there's people saying 180K. What are your guys' predictions? I mean, where do you think Bitcoin's going to top out? I'm looking at a lot more room to go here. So our sell, right, let me go back to the rules here. Our sell target is always when the stochastic is up here at 100. So just like you could see down here, it's on the ground. You see that stochastic on the ground right there? Okay, When it's on the ground, that's when we want to buy because that's when the price has had a big pullback, right? Momentum's been overdone to the downside. So we like to sell when the momentum's overdone to the upside. So again, we'd be selling right in this area up here, somewhere in there. Okay, what happened? It pulled back, boom, gave us the dot. There's the reversal again. So now let's wait to see where Bitcoin, I mean, this people are freaking out about a 2% pullback today. I don't know what's going on. Today's February 17th, by the way. This is being recorded. Let me know if you guys are watching. I want to know who's in the Discord, who's watching these videos down in the comments section, in the live chat. What do we got going on? Okay, I think we're definitely going to break 60. I think we could probably find some resistance at 80 to 100. Okay, that's probably going to be the place where we end up topping. But as of right now, I'm fully bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, everything's pointing up. We got a green dot, stochastic's pointing straight up. I'd be buying red days like this, folks. I mean, as long as the last dot is green, we're going up. It's as simple as that, which brings me to rule number 3 and 4. Okay, we enter and exit positions using the trading indicator. I don't typically wait to sell for the red dot. I like to anticipate the red dots, okay, because the whole goal is to follow our cheat sheet over here as well. Okay, you can see we got a chart here, okay? And again, the whole goal is to sell the greed. Right? We want to sell before. It says don't wait for this. You want to sell the grade. So when people tend to start getting really excited, right, is when it's up in here. Okay, we don't want to buy when everyone's excited up at 40, 45K, right? Because our risk is too high. Okay, we pay attention to the 50 week. When it pulls back into the 50 week, that yearly moving average, and get a bounce like it did there and right there. Okay, that's money, dude. I mean, that's a beautiful bounce off the 50 week. Because right now, if you're buying Bitcoin, okay, you're buying it at what, 51K if you were to enter today, which, I mean, I'd definitely be setting up a trade here, but I would be using a stop loss for sure. But we're 30% off the average right now. So right now, if you were to want to buy milk, you'd be going to the store and you'd be buying milk 30% higher than the average price, if that makes sense. So relating that to stocks and crypto, think about that. Okay, so how I play this is I'd use a stop loss right around, well, I'd probably move it all the way up there to 43 now if you want to trade, if you want to capitalize on this trade. I mean, that's a $7,000 risk on this candle, about a 10% candle, 10% loss. So you can manage your risk like that. It has to hold 43. But folks, I mean, there's nothing holding this back from going, back to at least all-time highs. Maybe we hit 90 or so. I think April is going to be a time to maybe take some profits. Okay, right around April, that's also going to be when the halvening is. So you guys don't know what the Bitcoin halvening is, go watch some YouTube videos on the Bitcoin halvening. Pretty much, in short, it's the amount of Bitcoin that can be mined gets cut in half. So if you think about, there can only ever be 21 million of them. Okay, only 21 million could ever exist. Okay, there cannot be more printed. Like the dollar bill, you know how they just keep printing it? Well, there can only ever be 21 million in existence. So they're still being mined right now, but once they're all mined, they can't be mined anymore, if that makes sense. Okay, and the amount that can be mined goes down by half every year. So if there could be 10 mined a year last year, there can only be 5 mined this year. And that happens every 4 years. And typically what we've seen, the last halvening was around, it was around 2020, somewhere in this area. I believe it was like right here in December, or I can't remember the exact date. But typically what has been seen in the past is the markets rally for about a year to 2 years after the Bitcoin halvening happens. So, I mean, we're right on cue here for what's going on. We're actually ahead. We're actually ahead of the game right now. And folks, it's just a real interesting time to be an investor. I'm really excited, to be a part of this. I'm really excited to have you guys in the community and all of us just being able to capitalize on this together. I mean, this is absolutely wild where we are sitting at in the economic spectrum. And I think this year and next year is going to be a real good year, and that's what the charts are pricing in right now. And there's always the black swan event of World War III happening or something crazy like COVID happening. That's always a risk, but we're always using a stop loss, which brings me into rule number. Where were we at here? Rule number 6. So I skip 5. Don't be greedy. Like just don't be greedy. If you got profits, you need to take profits. Okay, you don't want to hold through 50% dips. Okay, and use a stop loss. Using a stop loss meaning if we're playing this green dot right here, okay, our true stop loss is at the bottom of the green dot. Okay, so the green dot came on this candle, so it's around 41. And you can move it up as the weeks go on. Just continue to move it up to the bottom of the week, right? Move it up, move it up, move it up, move it up. Okay, every week you can move it up. So I'd say 43 right now is a solid stop on Bitcoin. And again, everything is pointing up right now. So our sell target, again, is when the stochastic gets up in this area, because that's when the momentum's been overdone to the downside. And we want to enter when that stochastic is on the bottom. And again, the most important thing of all, I believe, truly, is the 50-week moving average. It has to be above the 50-week moving average. Because if you're buying this down here and we're below the 50, look, okay, bad trade. The shorts are in control when we're below the 50, and the bulls are in control when we're above it. Because the smart guys are not shorting Bitcoin right now. The smart guys are buying Bitcoin, okay? So watch out for the fear. Watch out for the FUD. Okay, these markets are about to freaking rip, folks.